Good morning, Nina.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, oh my God, I'm so excited to get you on. And tell me, where are you right now?
I'm in Winter Springs, Florida, which is right around Orange County, Orlando.
Oh, I love it. So you're a cow on the beach?
That's what it looks like.
Love it. Happy Halloween. I got my Hello Kitty onesie with you. Oh my God, I love your outfit.
Thank you.
So yeah, I mean, I'm so excited to get to hear about your story today because like you're a amazing award winner, the Jane Win, right?
Our district won the J. Wayne Award,
Uh-huh.
and I was honored with the President's Gold Award,
Yes, I know. It's
nominated by Tony Jenkins.
my Tony. I know. I need to, he won't call me back. I don't know what's going on with him. You gotta help me. Be like, call Winnie, call Mama Chang because she misses you. Yeah, you guys are so busy over there in Florida. I love it. And so, like, okay, so I always wanted to know your story of how you became a lunch lady. So, like, tell me, like, how and when did you get in?
Well, I started in November of 2007. Anniversary coming up.
Yeah.
Woo! And so I was hired in. I went in for an interview because they sent home a um, a menu, and at the
Uh-huh.
bottom of the menu it read, "If you would like to work 3 to 5 hours a day while your
Uh-huh.
children are in school, please apply." And I applied online, and I didn't get anywhere, so I went down and um, I had the interview and I got the job. They interviewed me. I was going for 3 to 5 hours, and they
Yeah.
hired me as a lead because of my food service background.
Oh my goodness. So, like, you were in food service before coming into the school district.
Yeah, I was in fast food.
Oh, fabulous. So you know a lot about this stuff. Yeah. I mean, you guys run like public schools, right? People don't understand. It is the biggest restaurant in town. Am I right?
Oh, God, yes.
It's
Yes.
crazy. I know. And so this is like 2007. Am I right? Wow, that's like
Yeah.
13 years ago. Holy smokes, coming up. And then, so what's made you stay like all these years?
Well, it tends to grow on you. You know, whenever I first started, I actually got to know the students, and the students get to know you, and you get to know what they like. It's kind of
Yeah.
like being a mom to a whole bunch of kids.
Yeah.
And yeah, so whenever they come in, you're like, "Oh, good morning, Winnie. I know you like that chocolate milk with a little bit of ice in it. I got it. I'm gonna get it out of the freezer." And you personalize yourself with each child.
Exactly. I love it. I mean, that's the thing. When you guys know their names, you know all their like ins and outs, and you know they always feel so comfortable talking to you guys about anything that's going on in their lives, right?
Oh,
And so
yes.
that's the thing I've been trying to get people to understand is that you guys not only have a very super crazy job of cooking tons of food in such a short amount of time and feeding kids in such a short amount of time and do it so efficiently. And you guys are like multitasking 6 different jobs at once. It's insane. And you make it so personable where they always remember you. They know that, oh my God, Miss Nina's my favorite lunch lady because she always remembers my name and she always knows my favorite order, what's coming up on the menu. And it's just so much stuff that you guys keep inside of you because of your big heart. Your big heart. Yes, I know. See, another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. That's why so many of us, right, are lifers. Stay forever and ever and ever. So I'm curious, like, so with this year has been really special, right? And us all having to adapt and like just go with the flow and like do new things. Anything that Orange County, like you guys were doing that was like, wow, so different, or like you wanted to talk about?
I'm not sure if it's any different,
Hmm.
but we are feeding a lot of kids right
Yeah.
now. We're safe. We're taking safety first.
Yep.
We're always wearing our mask and
Oh yeah.
washing our hands, and having people to sign in, taking temperatures of the
Hmm.
people who are entering into the cafeteria so that they won't come in contaminating anything,
Yeah.
you know, and sometimes we're leaving orders at the back of the door instead of taking it all the way through the cafeteria.
Yeah.
We're just being really cautious
Totally.
about how we're doing it, and we're also cleaning the serving line several times a day, making sure that the students are not catching from
Yeah.
one another.
Yeah.
And we're preparing a lot of food. You know, we prepare a lot of meals. I'm not sure exactly if every single school
Mhm.
in our district is doing what most schools are not capable of doing what other schools are doing.
Yeah,
So
understood.
at my schools, we're feeding face-to-face breakfast, lunch, supper, and snack. And on Fridays, we hand out weekend meals, which consist of breakfast and lunch for Saturday and Sunday. And when we have a day off, like today, we have a day off, we
Mhm.
sent them with today's breakfast and lunch.
Oh
And
my
then on
goodness.
Mondays, for the students who are learning virtual,
Mhm.
it's called Launch Ed. And the
Uh-huh.
students who are in Launch Ed are also coming through. Their parents are picking up meals for them. And we feed them, like today we're out. So we actually give, 7 days of breakfast, lunch,
Exactly.
supper,
Yeah.
and dinner, all of it together: breakfast, lunch, supper, snack, and then, of course, your weekend meals on that too.
That's so much food. How do you do it? Are they in bags or a box or what? How is it?
We bag it up.
Mhm.
Like we take certain amount of days and we do so many meals. So
Uh-huh.
like most of the breakfast and the snack
Mhm.
are shelf stable items. So we can go
Perfect.
ahead and pack them
Yeah.
up on Tuesdays, and on Wednesdays I get my truck in. So
Oh
that's when
yeah.
we start packing the frozen foods.
Yes.
So we pack all of the frozen foods and we pack it in a separate
Mhm.
container away from the dry storage food.
Uh-huh.
And we
Yes.
freeze them back again until the following Monday. And then on that Wednesday, also, we're receiving fresh fruits and vegetables.
Wow.
So, yeah, so we're bagging up the fresh fruits that are actually being donated
Uh-huh.
I guess, to the schools.
Uh-huh.
And so we bag up those. So we have apples and oranges and bananas
Wow.
and pears
Wow.
and, yeah,
Wow.
and celery sticks and grape tomatoes and all everything that you could think. Yeah, and we bag all of that up and then we put it in the refrigerator. And then on Monday, I have a central kitchen that
Mhm.
actually makes other parts of sandwiches and stuff for our
Mhm.
supper program
Uh-huh.
for the curbside. And so we take the celery sticks and the cucumbers and all of that, and along with the sandwiches that they have prepared and the
Yep.
cool packs that they prepare.
Yep.
And then on Monday we put it all in there. Milkman
Wow.
comes. Milkman usually comes on Friday or either Monday, and then we bag up a milk. Of course, you get a milk with every single meal, so it could be up to 39 milks per family. most families most families say, oh, we only want half of the milk, or we don't want any
Mhm.
milk this week, or some of them say, oh, my kids drink that milk.
Yes.
So we put it all in bags. And at Waterford, one of my schools,
Mhm.
we take different colored tapes.
Okay.
So for breakfast we have a yellow tape on the bag,
Yep.
and for lunch we have a orange tape.
I knew it.
And
Orange.
yeah, but for supper we put the blue tape on there
Uh-huh.
because that's a cold meal.
Yeah.
So each meal has a different color
Yeah.
on it, so that
So you
if
just
you decided to come out and help me today, we could say, okay, breakfast is yellow, lunch is orange,
Yep.
supper is blue, and then we don't put a color on the snack.
Yeah.
So whenever they come, they say, I got two children. So you
Yep.
would grab two of each and every one with the color on it. And then you ask them, would you like the milk today? Because the milk is optional. And then
Exactly.
they take the food and then they go home.
Wow! You guys are doing so amazing. Like you guys started this wow. Like I mean we all started this in March, but I know the program keeps evolving, right? And it could just get more efficient, more amazing every step, every day. And I'm so proud of you guys. That is
Ah,
a huge thing. Yeah. You're the first school I heard that gets to hand out for the weekend. Like I
yeah,
mean I
on
can't
Fridays,
remember.
on Fridays when they come through, we have their supper and snack inside of a Ziploc bag.
Oh,
And we have the breakfast and the lunch for Saturdays and Sundays in a
yeah.
bag. So we give them the white bag, which is
Yeah.
the t-shirt bags, and we let the administrators know that's helping the children outside. The white bags are the ones that are going home, and then
Yep.
they can eat the rest of the food while they're there. So
Exactly.
yeah, and so it's a team effort. It's not just, everybody has to help out. And so
I
without
know.
those administrators helping them put those foods inside of a bag, imagine a kindergartner carrying all that food. They can't
Mm-hmm.
do it. So the
Mm-mm.
administrators help them put them in their backpacks and they take them home. And I've heard wonderful things about the program. The parents are so excited about the fresh fruits and vegetables.
I know.
Oh, we get phone calls every day. Thank you so much for sending fresh fruits and vegetables home.
Yeah.
And my kids are eating more vegetables now.
Yes.
And a kid will grab an apple before they will a container of applesauce. You see what I'm saying? They'll grab a
Mm-hmm.
whole fresh apple first.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me amazes me. And then when they
Exactly.
come through, they're like, oh, do you have any broccoli sticks today? We want some ranch dressing. And it is exciting.
I know, especially when they're like that little, we're starting them off so like excited about like fruits and veggies. And just the education portion of what you guys do, right? It's incredible. It's changing generations and generations and generations. And that's what I get super excited about as a foodie is like, they are not reaching for, something that's super sugary or whatever. And they can burn off like the natural sugars of a little apple or whatnot. Exactly. So, like, I mean, I can imagine how your teams, like when they first started and all this was going on, how hectic, or scary or very just, it was so, unnerving, right? All this stuff that was happening. And like, how did you help like get everybody to be like, just calm? Like, was there any fun things you did, like games or like, how did you help out with that?
Well, to start the year out, whenever we started back in August and knew that we were doing curbside every
Yeah.
week at every single school, that's over 200 schools that
Yeah.
every single school was handing out meals to their students who actually are in the school system. So when we first started, it was extremely hectic because we're like, okay, so how do we organize this? Where are we, we're packing, Winnie, we are packing up 80 meals to send home to these parents on Monday. That's just my school. There are so many more schools throughout the district that are doing 100, 150, 200 meals every single Monday. And it's hustling from the time you get in until the time you leave. We've even had to offer our employees more hours, up to 8 hours, just so that we could get the food prepared and sent out.
Wow.
You're not even thinking about people, the employees who are getting sick just from a common cold or common doctor's appointments, and they have to take this time off. And when you have one person out of that cafeteria, it's crazy. We lost all of our production time by trying to rearrange and try to get in. So therefore, my part as a manager it was a lot harder when we first started because the employees didn't understand what was being put onto that cafeteria when they walked in the doors.
Exactly.
So whenever one person's out, it puts a strain on everybody in that kitchen. And then when you get help, you have to show them, you have to take 5 or 10 minutes or longer, and you continue going back to make sure that they're doing what you ask, because it's someone that's subbing and you don't know if they're doing what needs to be done. And then on top of that, so the manager is trying to get this done. My leads are putting away orders and trying to organize stuff and trying to get the employees to do what they need to do. While in the meantime, I'm doing production records, ordering. I'm talking about pre-planning for this. It took me 8 hours for one school for 3 weeks of pre-planning. And there, because you have to pre-plan so that you can order correctly. And then we packed up 80 meals. oh, well, we only served 50 this week. Well, what do you got to do? You got to bring that food back in. You got to unpack that food. You got to find out what you can refreeze, what you can refrigerate,
Exactly.
what you can return to storage. And then you just, ate 30 meals you have to break back down that you thought you were going to serve. And that's extra production time right there.
Yeah, exactly. And it just goes on and on. And so like when you notice like, you know, you're dealing with all this, do you do deep breathing breaks? Like how do you sing? Do you be like, you know, like how do you relieve stress?
We have a radio in both of my kitchens, and we play the music, and each, like, some people play salsa, some people play we play different musics. It's not catered to one person or one culture.
Yeah, of course.
And then the students also come in and they hear the music, and
Yeah.
I tell them, before you go on the line, put a smile on your face, because these children, if your smile, your wrinkling of your eyes, because they can't see your face, the wrinkling of your eyes makes them have wrinkles too, you're doing good.
I love it. See,
But
you
there's no time for games. There's no time. We do have conversations.
yeah,
We're all spread out throughout the
yeah,
cafeteria, and we do have conversations, but
yeah.
we don't get off task too much. But yeah,
No, 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 no.
it's
Yeah,
strictly business. It's
it
strictly
is.
business.
No, I thought you'd be like, hey, Nina, you got enough apples? Like, you know, like you guys do like shout out, like in Seattle, like the fish market. What you need? I'll go get it. Let me go get it.
I seen that. My daughter was in Washington for a little
Mhm.
while, and they were throwing the fish back and forth and singing. I seen that, so that was
It's
pretty
so
cool that
cute.
you brought that up.
That's how I imagine all of you guys, because you guys work in such a great team, and I've seen you guys, and it's just insane, like how much fun and like the environment, the vibe when you go in. Like I remember being there with you guys at Orange County. I loved it when I got to be your speaker. I was your first inaugural guest speaker. It was amazing. I hope you had fun. I know it was crazy. I was crazy. I must have like, you know, made everybody kind of like, oh my God, this girl is crazy. All the things that I was saying. But hopefully they felt my love. They felt my love and everything. Wait, were you there when I was there speaking? Okay. Do you remember it?
We have so many conventions,
Oh,
Winnie. I remember you wore this cute little outfit with
it was
the
yellow.
shawl that comes down the back and everything, and when you walked, it flowed with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it, but yeah.
It was, yeah, you go through, I know you go to a lot of conventions. And then so that one was so fun because it was you guys were the biggest crowd I've ever had. 1,300 lunch ladies and lads all together in one, like I remember the hotel did 2 ballroom combined to do the
Mm-hmm.
1,300. And I remember your cameraman for Orange County said at the end, Winnie, I'm so tired and sweaty because I ran all around the whole like presentation to all of the different tables, and the cameraman had to like chase after me the whole time. So he was so sweaty, and he was like, you are the only speaker that's ever made me work this hard. Because most speakers, they stay on stage just one spot, right? But
Yeah.
no, I warned him. I said, I'm going to be going around to everybody. So just to give you a heads up. Um, but I love it. So the team, I mean, like, so I want to ask you this question. Like, if I gave you this magic wand, Nina, and you can change anything you want, anything in the world with child nutrition, whatever, what's kind of like the first thing you kind of want to do?
I would try to cure childhood hunger.
Yes. Thank you. So, I mean, I think some of the easiest ways is universal feeding, right?
Yeah.
Just everybody, anybody 18 and under, right? Just like, okay, 18 under, who, boom, meal, 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 meal. And then we don't have to, I guess worry so much about all that extra paperwork. I feel like there's a lot of paperwork. I know. Look at your little cow eyes. I saw your little cow eyes. And it's a lot of paperwork that takes a lot of time away from us planning and doing more production stuff or doing even more fun stuff for the kids. And so if we were to do, can you imagine like how easy it would have just be 18 over, I mean 18 under, boom, food, 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 like easy, right?
It's a lot of work.
I know, I know.
But then people don't realize that there are children that are stuck in hotels. There are children stuck in their cars, living out of their cars, and their parents saying, I don't have a computer, so I can't fill out an application. And I'm like, okay, well, just come to my cafeteria. I will help you fill out the application. I
Mhm,
will sit you down in my office. I will allow you to sit in there and fill out your application.
mhm,
And then when they get done, I would let them know whenever they were approved.
mhm.
And so for these students who are not in a home, a steady home, it's a lot harder for them. And you got to realize the pride there too. No one wants to tell someone I'm hungry, or I don't have any groceries, or I'm not fed on the weekends. No one wants to hear that. So whenever the students come in, and you never know a child's situation.
Exactly.
The child could look like the most respectful, utmost better bringing up, and that child could be hungry. You
Yep.
never know.
Hmm.
You never know. You got to feed the children, and the children are that's our future.
Yes.
Without them, we have no future. And
Exactly.
if we don't take care of them and feed them, then and they pass out somewhere hungry, then what are we to do? Feed them.
Exactly.
And they're here in America, here in the USA. These kids here need more food and more attention and more clothing, more homes, and more education. They all need it right here
Yeah.
in where we live.
I know.
In these crazy times, you see this? In crazy times, it's even more important that these kids be recognized,
Yeah.
that they need the nutrition that we have to provide for them.
Exactly. And that's why we love making these videos and like getting a message out there. I mean, you are so perfect in talking to parents and guardians and telling them, we got you. We got you. We'll figure it out. We'll help you figure, like, fill out the form or whatever else that needs to be done. And we're doing like so many conferences to get the legislation changed so that we can just boom feed anybody 18 and under, right? So it's a process, I know, and I feel like COVID is helping us push even more, moving the needle faster to get that legislation done. Because I know certain states of my some of my directors, they told me, wow, they got their entire state to be able to feed 18 and under, like everyone. I mean that is amazing without all this stigma and all this stuff, like filling out forms and stuff. So I want all of us to just be like that forever. Cause it makes sense to me, right? It makes sense to you. It makes sense to all of us in child nutrition, right? Cause they're not hungry, they study, they can focus, and then they get better test scores, and they're excited. They want to do things more for themselves. So I love it. You're right on it, Miss Nina. Oh my God. I can talk to you forever and ever and ever, but I know you must be wanting to go on the beach and walk amongst, all the fishies
Yeah, you see how it's there?
and and check them out. So is there anything else you want to say to the parents and guardians out there that, will be watching, and anything that you want to just be out there to, get them to understand?
I want to let them know that, no matter what your situation is, what your financial situation is, no matter where you are in your mentality of living life,
Mhm.
fill out the application. Fill out the application. It's not going to hurt. No one's going to know that you filled out the application.
Exactly.
You don't have to tell anyone that you fill out the application.
Mhm.
Most of the parents who fill out an application in my schools, they come back and they're like, oh, Miss Nina, I cannot believe it. I'm only paying 40 cents for food for my child to eat. And then some of them will come back and say, oh, I didn't even realize that we could get the meal at no charge, even whenever whenever we're not in a pandemic. I didn't know that I could do that. And so I'm trying to get all of my parents to fill out their applications and make sure that they keep an application. When you come to register a child every year, when you come to meet your teacher, fill out the application and be done with it. And then that way, your application helps benefit so many different parts of that school. You just don't know. It helps with the evaluations of the school. It helps with Title I, CEP. I mean, it helps you. You can get your college tuition cut. Your SATs can be for free. Your cable bill can have a discount. So many things. And if the whole entire school qualifies, then you don't have to fill out an application for so many years ahead of time, but if you do, like my school is like 55% free and reduced. Well, guess what? It was 55% free and reduced. It took a lot of phone calls and a lot of convincing the parents that this is a good thing. We started up the supper program and they're like, oh, we love it. Our kids get food at school. Whenever I pick them up, they're not hungry, they're not grouchy, and they can wait for me to cook dinner. And then we can sit down and have dinner because they're not, if you're hungry, you're angry.
They're not
if you're
hangry.
hungry, you're angry. Yes. And you can't do anything if your stomach is growling. So fill out an application. It benefits in many different areas. Like I said, I started my supper program because of that fact. And now at my little school, at first, when I first started serving the supper on the 8th of October, the parents came back and they told the extended daycare lady, I don't want my kids eating because they're going to get fat. And I told them, I said, so you know what? As the weeks went by, they're like, oh, and guess what? We're getting more and more students to eat because they're getting fresh carrots. They're getting fresh celery. They're eating whole wheat items. They're eating things that have a lot less sugar in them. And yes, very much so. And the parents are so excited. Every time before you start a program, they're like, oh, no. And now they're like, yay!
Yes, exactly. And they're going to spread the word to the other parents. And that's what we want, is because I think it's just, they don't know that like manufacturers like us, we actually reformulated that, like food for kids because of the nutritional part. And so it's just a healthier version of what they would eat outside. Right. And so I think it's more, if they understand that, then they'll be like, oh, okay, let me look at these nutritionals compared to, the outside world, what they're serving. Then they'll be like, I get it. And then, then I think that will be another game changer. But thank goodness for you, Miss Nina, that you are so vocal and you're super fun and you're so inviting. And I love you so much. Oh my goodness. You're like virtual hug right here. Virtual hug. Hello, Kitty and Miss Cow. I love it. Moo Moo. And I mean, I want to clone you. I just want to give you a heads up, FYI. If I find a way to clone people, I'm going to clone you as well as a few of my other people that I know, that I can just, boom, go all over the United States with you. Oh my goodness. We can change the game like that for all these kids. Thank you so much, Miss Nina. I love you, and I want you to have so much fun for Halloween, and I know you do because you always have fun. I'll call you next time. Bye.